Like, if being where you're at is gonna force you to have to do something you're not supposed to do,
You got to
then
get a
I'm
bulletproof
sorry, but
car.
you got to get, yeah, or that's maybe just not the right place for you to be hanging around. You could
Hmm.
spend the money on the bulletproof car, but what happens when you get out of the car? You got to see the whole Dolph situation to understand. You could have the money, you could have the riches, and you could give back to your community. But if your area has to force you to ride around with it when you're not supposed to have one anyways, then it's not a safe place to be, period. And it's probably everything a sign trying to tell you maybe you should move to LA, maybe you should move to Seattle or something. And
Yeah,
a lot of people, they say, you know what? This is where I'm from. I'm gonna is live or die by the sword. A lot of people, they put their pride in the way. They say, no, I want to get back to where my grandma grew up. No, I'm not going to turn my back on my people. Nobody ever said just because you move into a place where you can actually focus and work better. No one ever said that's considered turning your back on people. If anything, the right people will understand if Lil J would have moved on, that they can come visit him whenever they want. And they don't have to worry about ops following them when they go to his neighborhood. They don't have Lil J doesn't have to sit and worry about keeping tabs on who's coming in and out of his neighborhood. If he moves
exactly.
somewhere nice, like if he moves
The
somewhere like
BDs
let's say,
moved out.
yeah. So if you go somewhere where your ops ain't there and you play it cool, but at least now you got the new location and you master the location, so you know where the threats can come from. Anybody that is super into, like, moving a certain type of way, any room you walk into, you will know how to get out of it. If anything went down, where the exits are, the entrance. Basically, you calculating how you gonna get out the jam if something was to go down. But that
Exactly.
mindset is thrown out the window when it comes to choosing where to stay, where to live, where to lay your head at night. Biggie Small said, do not serve or do anything the same place where you lay your head. That goes for exercising, beefing, and diss songs or anything like that. Don't lay your head there where you're doing the disses. Don't lay your head where you're keeping the pole. Don't be laying your head in the same city that you got to ride with a pole no matter what. Maybe you should have slept in Milwaukee and then came and did your business in Chicago or something. You see,
Right.
it's a lot of ways you got to think about it, man.
You know, a lot of people
Like
they
this
be
video.
sleep. They be sleep. Share this video most importantly. Hey, I want y'all to realize, look at the fact that Stimmy Films, he know what he talking about because he right there in Chicago right now. Y'all gotta really pay attention to that, man, and subscribe to Stimmy Films too. If you subscribe to Stimmy Films, you will see Lil J content. You will see Lil Durk content. Like, y'all gotta understand, Lil Durk ain't playing no games. Lil Durk putting a bag on everything that's walking. You gotta look at that, man. Lil Durk lost so many people, so he realized he gotta sit back and
Yeah,
really play the cut and just put the dollars on top of the tops. You feel me? At the end of the day, that's what he
exactly, man.
like. That's what we seeing. Like, we know for a fact. Like, and then again, Kodak Black. It goes back to this situation. Like, I know a lot of people from Florida look at Kodak Black like, Kodak Black, he did this, he did that. Man, Kodak Black not wrong for none he did. That they shouldn't have had him on that ground like that. Why did they have him on that ground like that? First of all, that's what I'm trying to figure out. And second of all, if Kodak Black got locked up for this or that, why you put him on the ground? You could have realized had him on the car like a regular person. You feel me, Stimmy?
Yeah, man, that stuff looked all weird and shady, man. I feel like a lot of these rappers are being followed and watched 24/7, and that it's the people around them who are
That's
verifying whether
giving
they
a
got it
drop.
on them or not. And so, look, I want y'all to understand this too. As I'm looking down from the high rise downtown Chicago, I'm hearing people bumping Lil J, yelling free Lil J, and they bumping Kodak Black, man. So it's like, if you really want these people to be free, take action and don't follow in the same and make the same mistakes. That's what we're trying to let y'all be, at least know that for a jump, and that way you could say, okay, now I know what not to do. Don't ride around with this if you got this on you, or maybe have somebody there. Like Like you could have had Wooski, just like you said. He could have had Wooski there. That would have probably been your best security guard, man. He
Exactly.
he would have mowed down the lawn, man, on O Block. Like if anything would have happened and he would have got into any kind of situation, Booski would have been able to take the fall, but maybe he might have the right standing and when it comes to the laws, and he might be able to actually get out that jam and not be booked just for the fact that the Constitution. You feel me?
Yeah, you know how it go, man. At the end of the day, we know for a fact that for them be tweaking, G, and for them know what they be doing. They in their right state of mind. Like with the whole situation with Wooski and Vernie, you got to understand. Vernie went to High Park. Vernie was into it with all type of motherfuckers, G. That's why he in the fucking wheelchair, folks. A lot of people try to figure out why is Vernie in a wheelchair. He was in tour with so many people. Y'all gotta understand. Vernie used to be over there on 64th with Young Money, not the 051 Young Money. I'm talking about the BD's Young Money. He used to be over there with them. He used to be with O Block, and then he used to be do that. You got to understand who Vernie people is. Vernie, one of them guys. Y'all got to really look at that, man. Vernie, one of them guys at the end of the day. Shout out to Vernie, because at the end of the day, we know that's that's one of them cats, folk. Like at the end of the day, we know Vernie, one of them real niggas, folk. Like we know that Dirk just came up in the game, but Vernie been in the game for a long time. Vernie was in the game since the buildings was up. Vernie, one of
Mm-hmm.
them niggas. You gotta understand, Vernie, he ain't did nothing wrong to nobody. Vernie tried to survive through the streets, man, through the trenches. Vernie only in a wheelchair is because he got into it with all them people. You gotta understand, man. Before TY and all them got sent up, you feel me? You gotta
Yes.
understand, Vernie was over there,
Mm.
over there by University, over there by the Crank. He was over there by that. You feel me? He wasn't sitting back. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like he
And
wasn't
then
sitting back like in the house. No, he was outside, man.
yep. And when you somebody like Vernie or Wooski who you was actually outside, like in the field. I'm talking about a general in the field. You go and do that. If you go down that lifestyle, right? And then let's say, so what's the difference between Wooski and Varney? You either gonna get hit in the head or you're gonna be put in the wheelchair. So that's what you're getting into. If anybody can be saved out this situation, you got to know it's two ways to end this. It's really three ways. You and Wooski and Varney escaped the being sent up and being locked up. They done got out. They got their freedom still. But now it's
Yeah,
like they got to deal with the fact that they've been hit up. They got medical bills like a mofo. I'm talking stacks on deck on medical bills. And they got to deal with every single day little things that they can't do no more that me and you take for granted, man. So
yeah,
if we go and walk to the store, man, it's something that a lot of people can't do that. And if we over here trying to, I don't know what challenges Wooski got, but there's certain things that he got to go through too that he probably can't do no more. And a lot of us, we just don't know how that is like. We don't know how that feels until that certain thing happened to us. And so for most situations, that's really what's going on. You really don't know what it's like until that stuff happened to you, and that's when you decide you're gonna call it quits. So don't wait until something is too late before it affects you to make a decision on, oh, this was the right thing to do. This, no, you got to know that from the jump. Before you get into anything, you got to be willing to say, hey, I'm gonna go down for this through thick or thin, whatever happens, man.
you
Just
gotta
like when people get
understand.
married, you got to be married to the game, and there's no ring, and there's no reward, there's no happy ending. This is just like you basically signing up like you a soldier. If you go, you go. If you don't, you gonna make it out. But nothing is guaranteed saying you're gonna get this for life if you make it out. There's no pension with this. There's no retirement with being somebody in the streets. So you got to understand, man, that ain't the way to go. And Lil J probably gonna go back to PC. He might because of the fact that he even more a higher caliber superstar. Like that's the one thing to think about, and the fact that the feds is going to want to charge him, not just the state. Don't forget, he on Fed paperwork, and he just got caught in the state's jurisdiction. So once he does the
Yeah.
time, once he does the time for Illinois, he gonna have to turn it right back around and do the time for the nation, for the feds, which is what he got caught up in the first.